Call this meeting.
I guess you don't write a bad article.
Call this meeting to order. Determine a quorum is present. Commissioner Wardlaw, Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Nettleton, Commissioner Flores, and myself, we have a quorum. Commissioner Vasquez, if you will please lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Minutes, I didn't see any. None. Commissioners, citizens' comments, we had none. Approving monthly reports from elected officials. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 7, approving bills for payment.
Move.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second.
Second. Matt, I've got a question. Did you put that one that we,
Which one?
on the fence?
We got, for the fence, we got one for 56.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Any other discussion? None? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 8, discussion possible action to approve auditor's report. I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 9, discussion possible action to approve the issuance of credit cards for adult probation, Reynaldo Rangel and Olga Vasquez, Operation Lone Star.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 10, this is the good one. Discussion possible action to approve treasurer's report.
Motion to approve. How are we doing on interest? I mean, Aaron.
Yesterday morning, tech pool was at 2.96. Test class was at 2.7. So right now we're keeping most of everything in tech school.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second.
Second, Judge.
Commissioner Vasquez. Any other discussion? Looking at our numbers, the numbers that are in there that you presented to us, do we still have encumbrances or that still need to come out of that 6 point some odd million dollars?
Encumbrances on.
Well, because when you look at the report, you look at the general fund, interest and sinking, payroll, all that, road and bridge, and we're about 6.8 when you add those together. But do we still have funds that will come out of that from last year? Because this says to the end of September. But do we still have stuff that's encumbered that'll come out of
Sure,
it?
invoices will be continuing to be turned in that were, the resources were delivered or expended in the month of September or August, so those will hit prior year. So yes, this will adjust continually, probably for about the next 2 months, and then at that time, that's when we'll start the PO closing out process, but we'll be closing those out if we have not received.
I guess what I'm getting at is we had about 6 million that we put in this year's budget that we were going to roll over as fund balance. And I just want to know how close that number was going to be. So, I mean, you know,
It was
the
a good
next
close.
couple months.
It was a good close. It appears that a lot of the encumbrances that were estimated did not come to fruition, so that balance is actually a little bit higher. So could have been.
I mean, if you could just give us an idea, you know, a couple of months to see more or less. Well, I mean,
I can, but
you like playing with the numbers, so, not you, I like playing with the numbers, so.
So what would happen?
No,
What would happen
nothing would
if we
happen.
came
I just
in?
want to know how close the numbers are. And I'll get with you. I'll get with you in a couple of months.
Okay.
All right?
It's not scary. You're not gonna get that answer in public.
All those in favor? Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. If y'all don't mind, don't really want to set a precedent, but, on citizens' comments, if y'all don't mind, we'll go back to citizens' comments. Mr. Gomez, do you want to come up?
Morning, sir. I was late. I was at the board meeting at the bank. Money's safe. Here on behalf of the Mental Health Committee, just to let you know that on November the 3rd at 5 o'clock at the Texas Community Meeting Room in Helm, across the street from the courthouse, we're going to have a live presentation also available on Zoom on Alzheimer's, which a lot of you have heard the word Alzheimer's. It's one of the mental health problems of dementia. And we're going to have a lady from Alzheimer's organization out of San Antonio coming in to do the presentation. And she'll be talking about the 10 signs of dementia, Alzheimer's. And what is dementia and what is Alzheimer's? How are they alike and how are they different from each other? And this will be completely free, no charge. We're going to make it available in the 20 counties that we're in contact with. And this is going to be the first of many other monthly series that we want to do in 2023. And as many as possible free. It all depends who the presentation is going to be done by, where they're coming from. I want to thank again the Commissioners Court, Judge, Commissioners for the support you've given us. We are going to try and do as much free presentations as we can as far as our budget contains. So I'm not asking for money again. I'm just asking you, to support us, and thank you very much for everything you do for us. Is there any questions?
I don't. Court, thank you for all your work.
No, thank you all for the support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It just seems like there's more of that. Item 11, discussion possible action on funds for flow test on Escondido Estates, funds to come out of available appropriations. What we're looking for, we had a meeting with the city. They need flow test out at Escondido in order to move forward with the lines. There's anywhere between $500 and $700 a test. Figured $700 go the high route, $700 a test. We figured 3 tests. So we needed $2,100 to get somebody to perform the test so we can get this to the city.
Motion to approve.
Where we get that money?
He was fixing to make a motion.
Motion to approve that.
Out of contingency.
Second.
Is this gonna get us where we need to go finally? And maybe, hopefully,
I don't know how to answer that. I don't know how to answer that. I will tell you that we had a meeting with them, I guess 2 weeks ago. We went through the thing, through the list. They gave us stuff that we needed to go do, that we didn't know that we had to go do. This is one of them. Is this gonna get us where we need to be? Answer your question, I don't know. But this is on the list. I know that they sent Carlos an email that they wanted to go over the projects again, one by one. So he's trying to set up a meeting with Janice to go over all 3 water lines, Dotson Extension, and some other projects also. But this right here is one of the things they asked for that we absolutely could not do without taking another step. Everything else, I think we can get done. Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 12, discussion and possible action on ratifying the City of Del Rio using Fairgrounds parking lot on, it said November 12th or the 19th. They wanted it on the 19th for a citywide cleanup. They've done this a couple of years. Sir? Motion, Commissioner Wardlaw. Who seconded?
Second.
Commissioner Vasquez. Any discussion?
I've got a comment on this. They've done it in the past up at the Civic Center, right? I mean, this type of,
They've done it in the past at the Civic Center and at the fairgrounds. The reason they couldn't do it at the Civic Center this year was because they had events already scheduled there. So they asked if they could do it at the fairgrounds. Okay. Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Discussion possible action on COVID-related matters, nurses' pay. We use nurses in case there's a high number of cases. Right now, we're down to 47 cases, which there isn't, but we only approved 2 positions in the budget to be paid, which was Martin and Dr. Palau. So in case we need nurses to help us with some of these cases, I need approval from the court. That way we don't get in trouble.
Second.
When are we gonna end this? This money right now is coming out of,
We had money set aside. We had about 200,000 at some point set aside. I didn't check the balance on it right now.
that's out of what?
Sorry, coughing.
SLFRS, to be more specific, but yes, we want to call it ARPA, we can.
We had this discussion, back and forth on emails with Dr. Palau, because I can't see a need for it. But, I think if we put it out there, then I don't have to come running to you in case something happens. So we're gonna keep a really, really close eye on these funds. I just did not want to have to ask for them and then not have them.
You need them on the weekend and gotta wait for a meeting to get it approved. That's why you wanted to get it
That's how I
approved.
want to get it approved right now, not for any other reason. At some point, I do believe that, we need to quit. But I just wanted permission, that way I don't get in trouble in case,
Just contract or go ahead and put them in employee, go ahead and put them.
like we had them before, they're on the list, they're as employees and what we've been doing. But, we never did take them off the system like we have other individuals. But we just need to have the permission to bring them in case something happens.
Can we put some kind of time frame on this and then it comes back to the court?
I can bring it back in 6 months. That work?
That works.
Will that be part of your motion, sir?
Yes.
The second.
Second accept, yes, sir.
Okay, I have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 14, discussion of possible action 2022 National Culvert Renewal Replacement and Restoration Grant Program. Deadline February 6, 2023, 80/20 funding. Carl, please, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen. Wanted to bring this to the attention of the court. This has to do with the infrastructure bill that was passed by Congress some time ago. Obviously, there's a lot of money out there. This one particular element, there's $196 million available for the replacement and the installation of culverts. Actually, what this is, in layman terms, it's a fish passage grant opportunity. It's with the U.S. Highway Department, but these are federal funds. Anywhere where you would have a low water crossing currently and you wanted to go in there with some culverts or replace some culverts to allow fish to pass freely in their habitat upstream and downstream. So then these funds will be requested to make that availability. It's a 80-20% project where the grant would pay for 80% of the cost and the local share would be 20%. And obviously your 20% could either be cash or some in-kind services.
So to be able to qualify or be considered on a low water crossing, it's not just water, there's gotta be fish going through there. I mean, there's some areas that just plain water, I mean that.
Yes, those would be eligible locations. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if there's no fish going through there?
Even if it's a dry creek bed, right
Yeah.
now, that would still be
Okay.
ineligible, yeah.
Okay, good.
Would have a
So,
potential
today-
during the rainfall event.
Carl, could they get with you after, what action do you need from us on this one?
Just, if they wanted to move forward with it, I think we should have, an opportunity maybe to get together, by precinct or whatever and prioritize the
But
sites.
you really don't need any action from us on this in order to move forward. You can visit with each one of the precincts, each one of the commissioners to see what is it
If
that
they're
they need,
comfortable with that.
and then bring it back to the court then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Y'all all right with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Carl, does this work in conjunction with the city?
Absolutely. It can be independently or collectively.
Now that you asked that question, could you apply for funds, could the county apply for funds that the project lies within the city, still lies within the county?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's a good question, Judge. City street that evolves into a county road that needs a culvert.
Right. Those would be
Okay.
eligible activity.
Okay. So, all right, no action needed on that. And Carl, if you'll get with all the commissioners, please. Item 15, discussion and possible action on SMART grant funding opportunity, traffic mobility, and traffic signs.
Again, this is another one, with the infrastructure bill. This one has a little shorter fuse, November the 18th. There's no match required. A couple of things I was thinking about, that if the county had some places they wanted to consider putting, special kind of signs up, mobility signs, would be an eligible activity. Another consideration could be over here at the railroad, where you were considering that overpass at one time. Those are the type of projects that they're looking at.
Can we put, like those smart signs that, or like radar signs that tell you your speed limit as you approach?
License plate readers are not eligible.
No, not license plate readers. They flash your actual speed that you're driving.
Yeah.
And can we utilize those if we fund them on state highways?
Yes.
Okay, so they'll get back with you again, the commissioners, and make a list of what they want, but the deadline, like you said, is November 18th.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Any other discussion on item 15? Move on to item 16, discussion and possible action regarding opportunities for high-speed internet service for Colonia areas.
Again, this is, another opportunity. These are strictly for Colonia areas. To my knowledge, I'm not certain if Colonia areas in Val Verde County currently have internet or don't have internet. I don't,
Some do, some don't.
huh?
Some do, some don't.
Okay.
Well, in reading through here, there was a minimum, or it says population of 20,000 people or less. That would not apply to us, so I guess we would qualify under one of the other things here.
20,000 or less, well, a place like Comstock would.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Or any of the Colonia areas would be 20,000 or less. So
They would be considered separate, each colonia.
Right,
Okay, yeah, so they would qualify.
yeah. And there's also, funds available, and, you can use some of these if you have a community center, portion of the grant can be used to improve or expand, your community center. I was thinking about those centers that precinct 1 and precinct 2 have, somewhere to try to incorporate that.
Okay. Well, again, if y'all make a list and get it to him.
Yeah, this one has a very short fuse, November 2nd. It's through USDA.
November 2nd.
Yeah, it has pretty short fuse, so, but there could be another round as well.
But I thought it opened November 2nd.
No, the deadline,
I thought it was 18th, November 18th was the deadline.
the 18th is a smart one,
Oh,
yeah. The high-speed internet is November 2nd.
we're talking about dates now.
So we go ahead and apply for that now.
It says open and closes November 2nd.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Does that take a motion, Judge?
No, I think I'll just go ahead and real fast. Well, why don't we do this? I want to make a motion for the commissioners for each one.
I'll make a motion to authorize the court to apply for the USDA high-speed internet program 101.
I'll second that.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. We're good?
Yes, sir.
Thanks. If y'all don't mind, that way she don't have to sit here all day. I will go to item 26, discussion possible action request Commissioner's Court approval of the lease Las Moras Lodge 444. Like the guy from the commercial, right? Just call the 4. In Kenny County. Ms. West?
Thank you, Judge, appreciate it. I don't know if you guys have questions.
Why is this coming to us if it's in Kenny County?
It's the grant. So my VPU grant funnels through you guys. And so since you all, basically the state gives us all the money, you guys have to pay up front and then the state reimburses, but it's funded through the grant. And so you guys pay for Kenny County stuff and Terrell County stuff through the grant. Well, I don't want to say you guys pay for the state fully reimburses you for it, but
Motion to approve.
you cut the check.
Second. Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores and Commissioner Wardlaw. And all those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And no, that was it, I'm sorry. Y'all are here for,
You just shipped over you.
okay. Oh, y'all just listening?
Yes.
Okay, because I thought if there was an item here, we'd go ahead and move it, but we're good. Item 17, discussion possible action assigning a designated area for new mailboxes for new residents in the Cinegas and Chaparral colonias. This area will be next to the existing mailbox. Precinct 4 will install a stand consisting of 3 10-foot pipes and 1 2x12 board on top to hold mailboxes. Commissioner Flores?
Judge, the reason for this item is we've had a couple of residents in different colonias within precinct 4 that do not have mailboxes. So I spoke to the postmaster, Mr. Esquivel, and he said he's okay with residents installing their own mailboxes. So I just want to get that approved, that we allow them to install their own mailboxes next door to the existing mailboxes that are there right now.
And I've had a conversation with Commissioner yesterday and again today about whether or not the county could expend any public funds to do this. And I don't find a public purpose, but if a private citizen is going to erect their own, with the court's permission, they could do that, so long as no public funds are expended.
The problem we're having is that before we would pour the slab, the post office would put up the boxes. Now they no longer install boxes for these residents. So.
Postmaster behind me or something?
No, but I'm trying to get to the point where the public purpose comes in, is these people will no longer be able to get mail that move into these areas because the post office no longer installs the boxes for the public anymore. It's becoming a problem all over this county. It's not just his problem.
Well, the biggest problem that I see, and I spoke to Mr. Esquivel, is that they do not want to get involved providing the mailboxes.
That's what he said.
If we want to get mailboxes, we gotta buy them. We gotta pay for
They
them.
used to install them.
But they're not going to do anything. And he was supposed to be here to give us an update.
At the end of the day, anytime public funds are going to be expended, it's up to the court, this court, to determine what is or is not a public fund.
And I would think because they're installed in our right of way.
Yeah.
I would personally consider it a public purpose because people still need to get their mail. Now, I agree that the post office should be responsible. It's their obligation, but since they refuse to do it, it makes it difficult for people to be able to get mail. We're having this problem out in my precinct too, where the post office has told us they will no longer install boxes or anything. And so it's creating a problem.
So
then you wind up with all of these little individual boxes all over the place along the highway, and it creates a.
And I think that's
Well, that would be different. Over here in the Colonia, they're going to have a designated area and that's it.
No, but
I'll make sure that they don't encroach on nobody.
Y'all are both on the same page. I mean, both, I think we've already said that it's a public purpose.
The court determines that it's.
Yes, and I think that's what I'm hearing right now, so the motion will have to be that it is a public purpose. and that we're allowing Commissioner Flores to go install it?
No, I will not,
The pipe and the board, right?
I would prefer they install their own mailboxes.
So you need to tell us what is the.
That's what I stated. I'll make a motion that we allow the residents that do not have mailboxes to install their own mailboxes next door to the existing mailboxes that are there right now.
We're good?
We're good.
All right, that's all you want. That's your motion?
Yes, sir.
I have a second. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores. Second, Commissioner Nettleton. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 18, discussion possible action to authorize county judge to sign contract for RFP 2022-07 irrigation system for Arteaga and Jesse Cardenas Parks. Contract has been reviewed by county attorney.
Second.
Then a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Wardlaw. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 19, discussion possible action to rescind order awarding rebid 22-17 uniform and facility services for fiscal year 2022-2023 to Cintas Corporation due to company not bidding according to bid requirements.
Second.
A motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 20, discussion and possible action to award rebid 22-17 uniform facility services for fiscal year 2022-2023 to Uniforce Corporation. A motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 21, discussion possible action to approve adding pest control services at the new fairgrounds office building to our annual bid contract. Contract will be increased by $300 annually.
Motion.
I have a motion,
Second.
Commissioner Wardlaw, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 22, discussion possible action to advertise for competitive seal bids to purchase a bucket truck for the county.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. And I was noticing that on the bidding, there were some other trucks already that you put out for bid. Also, an 830 times for other
For
individuals.
precinct one.
The truck for the angel. Yeah. For Jaeger, you get county agent. Have we advertised that one yet?
The county agent?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, we need to advertise that one.
Okay.
And I know it seems like everybody's getting more trucks in, so maybe it'll be easier to find something. We probably do both of them. I know I'm getting off a little bit. That's like we're not looking that way. Advertise it with the gasoline and with the diesel, and we'll figure out what we can get back. Item 23, discussion possible action requesting statement of qualifications for grant writing and grant administrative for program year 2023-2024 Texas Community Development Funds and fund appoint 3 members committee to review the score proposal.
Motion to approve, appoint Tom, Carlos,
Alicia.
and Melissa.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 24, discussion possible action requesting statement of qualifications for grant writing and grant administrative for grant years 2023-2024 Texas.
Motion to approve and appoint the same committee.
I have a motion, Commissioner
Second.
Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 25, discussion possible action to approve adding 1 Spectrum phone for 63rd and authorized county judge.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 26, we've already done. Item 27, discussion possible action on approving certificate of compliance on 846 Las Palmas Drive, Las Palmas Subdivision Unit 2, Lot 19. Owner is Juan Martinez Jr.
Motion to approve.
Is this the one that
That's the second application that we got, recently, and this one's a little bit different because that guy's on a septic, but,
This is a new home, right? This is the new home?
yes.
Didn't we approve this last week?
No, this is another application.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Wardlaw. Okay. Discussion.
Yeah, everything is compliance with the septic, and they have city water there. And the house been.
And the only reason they're doing septic system is because sewer did not reach and it was on the backside of the hill.
That's correct.
Any other discussion? I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 28, discussion possible action on authorizing county judge to sign liability renewal questionnaire for insurance. I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Vasquez. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 29, discussion possible action to remove principal and interest fees in the amount of $729.89 from a delinquent tax. Who's first?
Ms. Monsiváis. She wanted to get it escrowed through her school payroll. They come in and sign, we submit it to the school. The school says they didn't get it. We have our copy. She has her copy. We sent out receipts. She didn't get a receipt if it didn't get paid. She never checked her check stub. She got a notice in May and went in October and just now came in to ask for the fees to be removed.
She signed all the documents. Somebody dropped the ball.
Can we do that? I know there's certain rules about what we can and can't do when it comes to dropping it.
What do you think, Matt?
Can, we table this till after executive and give everybody an opportunity to look at it? That works?
Motion to table.
Second that one.
I have a motion to table, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Okay. Item 30, discussion possible action authorizing Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez to accept surplus property from Customs and Border Protection.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Wardlaw. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 31, discussion possible action to approve or approval of HR monthly report from October 11th, 2022 through October 25th, 2022.
Second.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0. Item 32, closed session consultation pursuant to Texas Government Code A 551.072, parentheses 2, attorney-client privilege B 551.071, parentheses 1, parentheses 8, contemplated litigation C 551.072 regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, value of real property and possible action in open session thereafter. D 551.073 regarding the negotiated contract, lease, and value of real property and possible action in open session thereafter. E 551.076 regarding security devices, security audits, and/or security personnel. We'll take a little 5-minute break. If y'all will give us the room, we'll go into executive session.
Easy.
Slow down. Okay. It's 10:02, court come back into session, coming out of the executive session, no action was taken. We had tabled one item, item 29, discussion possible action to remove principal and interest fees in the amount of $729.89 from delinquent taxes. David, there was a question on this, whether we legally could.
Yes, sir. It appears, Judge, after we learned all the facts in this case, that the only way the county, or this court rather, would be able to approve of such a waiver would be if the county taxing department created the problem, was the problem, and was the reason why this payment could not be received. It appears that that is not the case. It appears that the issue was really between the taxpayer and her employer. So unfortunately, under Texas Tax Code 33.011, we cannot authorize the waiver of the fees and the interest in this situation.
Motion to deny.
Second.
On the motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor? Anybody against? Motion carries 5-0 to deny. 33, commissioners' comments.
Don't forget to go vote.
Okay. Item 34, judges' comments. In visiting with the two other, in visiting with individuals running for county judge yesterday, they all won. Visiting with them this morning, so. Again, yeah, we need to go vote. Don't matter who you vote for, but please go vote. Yesterday was a good day, had over 700. I think at one point it was 730, might have got up to 750, but, had a good day yesterday. Had a lot of people come out and vote. And it's like everything else. If we can get more people out to vote, maybe our state, federal, elected officials will pay more attention to it. So again, go vote. Is there anything else? We're good? Meeting's adjourned. Have a good day.